What up, YouTube? I'm back on the streets with another reaction video from the Beatmaster. Haters are welcome. We're gonna check out Markieth Lloyd. Killed a cop, allegedly. Well, no, not allegedly. He did kill a cop. He killed his girlfriend. We're gonna check out the interrogation video from the police. Fair use is in play, YouTube. This video is protected by fair use. Shout out to the dirty section. Shout out to Master of the dirty section of YouTube. I had a hectic day today on these YouTube streets. Wasn't hectic, but there's some people hating on me in the chat. You know. But I'm gonna let that go for now. But I'm definitely gonna make a video about you guys here real soon. Maybe.
What she couldn't have known was that her dark prediction would ring true very, very soon, and in the most tragic way. This is Markieth Lloyd. He's 41 years old in this footage from 2017. He's just been apprehended by Orlando police after a massive manhunt that ended in officers finding him outside an abandoned house. While he waits about 25 minutes for detectives to arrive, he keeps asking for his handcuffs to be loosened, but nobody is in a hurry to help him.
Are you a low-income American on food stamps or Medicaid?
And they threw the commercial in real quick, didn't they?
If so, you are now eligible.
Arrive. He keeps
Fair
asking
use,
for his
YouTube.
handcuffs to be loosened, but nobody is in a hurry to help him. Multiple officers hover outside, clearly intimidating the suspect.
Interrogation of a cop killer.
Markieth expects his complaints to be met with sympathy and proper treatment, in spite of the extreme circumstances that have led to this interrogation.
You want to go out there and do crime, kill people, you kill police officers, and they catch you, and you want them to be kind to you. Can you loosen the cuffs up? Now you're very humble. You got your arms behind your back, handcuffed down, you're beat down in the face, and there's like 25 cops standing there that want to finish the job. You ain't tough now, are you, Mr. Lloyd? He left his keys in the car.
Markieth's body language indicates physical discomfort. The longer he remains in physical discomfort, the more his mental state will be worn down.
They're wearing his ass down, y'all.
Shoes, sir. You gotta straighten his cup out. Yeah, we're gonna. Anybody got that now? You still got it? Okay. So make sure y'all look for it. We need to.
Markieth has his head down towards the table. This looks to be the result of physical pain or exhaustion. The longer they keep him waiting, the more his anticipation will build. It will also allow adrenaline to wear off and take some fight out of the suspect.
They're wearing his ass down, y'all. Wearing him down. You had a bunch of fight out there when you was running from the police, shooting at them, killed that cop, you killed your girlfriend. You was a big tough guy out there. You ain't tough no more. You ain't tough no more. They got your ass.
Excuse me, bro. You put this right cup for me? Yes, sir. Okay, what good? Yes, sir. Come on, man, y'all. Listen, yes, sir. We're gonna take care of it. All right? We have the fire department coming to check you out and look at your injuries right now. Okay, and then we'll be able to manipulate the cuffs for you. Okay, sir?
At this point, Markieth has remained relatively respectful, and the officer is reciprocating by calling him sir repeatedly. This, plus his assurances that medical help is coming, are a simple technique to earn trust from the suspect.
Hey, could you put that on the please, bro?
Fair use, you too.
We have a fire department that's gonna come take care of it. All right. So just tell us how the ground.
As Markieth continues to wait, the door is left open and various officers and deputies come by to look at the suspect. However,
treating him as a zoo animal. We're going to make you feel low as low. We're going to keep the door open. They're coming in the room, looking at your face, what they did to you, and they want to do more. Check them out. They want to do more to that dude. They want to kill him.
treating him as an object of curiosity or scorn is likely counterproductive at this point. The animal at the zoo effect is a dehumanizing tactic, which may work counter to the purposes of the interrogation later.
Shoot.
Yes,
You just want this right foot.
we're still looking for that key, man.
Man, she's killing me, bro, for real.
Okay.
A lot of people have commented on this footage that the officers probably could have loosened the cuffs, but chose not to deliberately.
For what?
One, this could serve to establish physical.
He wasn't worried about no cuffs when he was out there running the streets killing people.
Personal reason. You'll soon see what that is.
Good job, guys. Good job.
I don't feel no sympathy for you, Mr. Lloyd, Markieth, whatever your name is. And I ain't calling you Mr. no more either. I don't feel no sympathy for you, punk. Yeah, you gotta bite your lip. Look at him
This is
taking
highly
video.
unusual behavior for officers to display before questioning a suspect. Generally, they try to build rapport and create a false sense of helpfulness to the suspect to get them to be more apt to cooperate. Here it appears they have no desire to do so with him and are intentionally trying to make this experience as unpleasant as possible for him. After a while, Markieth gets fed up with the handcuffs.
I know y'all got a key to this, man. It's killing me, bro.
Hi! Hi! Good morning!
Good morning.
I know y'all got a key to this, man. It's killing me, bro.
Them cuffs is killing his ass. Just like you killed that cop and your girlfriend.
Sit down.
Sit your ass down. Oh, they on some bullshit now. Now you want to be treated like a human.
Sit.
I got rights.
Sit down. And do not get back up. No. I got no haircut. It's fine.
Markieth is obviously agitated enough to act out defiantly, refusing to listen to orders. This return to a confrontational aspect is once again altering the state for the interrogation to come. This is a fascinating change in the dynamic between prisoner and keeper.
They're fine.
Prisoner and keeper. Being a prisoner, it sucks. And going into that room sucks too. He feels very vulnerable. He's not that big tough guy when he was out there with the gun, killing women. He killed his girlfriend and he killed the lady cop. Let's go. They're not worried about your circulation.
But cut on the circulation, I feel my hands swelling up, my whole hand swelling up, bro.
It's gonna match your face.
Tensions are high, and after waiting a few minutes in silence, Markieth starts asking who is in charge here, which is an attempt to regain control of the situation by going to the top. This method almost always fails in detention conditions such as this one. Soon, two men walk in the room.
Markieth, I'm Detective Cage with Orlando Police. We'll talk about that here in a second. Okay. Can you sit up and tell me your name?
This is the start of the baseline process, wherein the interrogator starts to get an idea of the suspect's demeanor and reactions when answering simple questions. This will later be used to help discern
Let's take a look at him, y'all. This is what he looks like. That's his ass right there. Markieth Lloyd. Cop killer. Let's see if we can get a better view. There we go. My special equipment, y'all.
truthful answers.
Work with me. Thanks for watching the video with me, y'all.
Okay, we can work on that. Let me see the
The detectives finally address the suspect's handcuffs, as it seems obvious that his focus will remain on the pain he is in until it is dealt with, making the interrogation more difficult for them. They appear to loosen the handcuffs, but still don't remove them.
I can see space in the handcuff. I can see space in the chain.
There's space in the handcuff, Lloyd. Quit complaining, fam.
Just a little bit. You understand me? Yes, sir.
You shouldn't have did what you did.
When Markieth brings up the cuffs, one interrogator is attentive and helpful, sending the message that he cares about Markieth's well-being. This is magnified when the cuffs are finally loosened a bit. There are upwards of 4 officers in the interrogation room. The door is open and more officers are standing in view in the hallway, which is also unusual. Generally, only 1 to 2 officers are in the room for an interrogation. Leaving an interrogation door open is also rarely seen.
You gotta get to it, man. You gotta get to it.
You're a pretty bulky guy, so. Come on, man.
Oh.
One more at that. Like that, man. That's all you get right there.
That's all you're getting.
If you move it, it's gonna turn up.
Oh, if you didn't even feel it, you didn't even move it. So it's good, bro.
Alright, this one I have to do real quick, man. Face me. Face me. Face me, Marky. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe all over your face, alright? I don't think that's gonna do much, but. I'm only gonna do look up a little bit.
Loosening Markieth's cuffs and wiping his face is done with the purpose to get him to focus on the case, instead of the handcuffs and injuries and blood on his face. These actions could also be a way to exert control and dominance over him, as he is unable to wipe his own face and needs to rely on them to do so.
That hurt? All right, you good? Okay, I'm good too. I think a little bit, man. We'll get the rest in a little bit, okay?
Markieth is in bad shape, with blood all over his face. He'll
This shit
explain the
sucks.
reason for this shortly. But first, the interrogation begins.
I gotta install the Chime app today and get started.
Commercial YouTube.
This is Detective Case 12277, reference case number 2017-11345. Date today is January 17th, 2017. Time is 19:54 hours. We're in CID interview room number 5. Markieth, give me your name and date of birth again. Okay, Markieth, listen up real quick. Right now you're under arrest, okay?
Markieth has read his Miranda rights, and the interrogators confirm that he understands them before proceeding.
Anyone threaten you or promise you anything right now to get you to talk to us? Okay. Also in the room.
The door is still open when the officers Mirandize him, with officers still standing watching from the hall. Generally, the door is closed to give the suspect a feeling of privacy, and so there are less distractions from the interrogation.
This is Detective Danny Garcia Fagan with the Orange County Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit.
Okay.
The technique that will primarily be used here is the Reed interrogation method, though there are some hints of the UK originated peace method early on as well.
Markieth, you know why you're here tonight, right? Yeah. Okay. Can you tell us why you think you're here tonight?
Detectives begin with the Reed technique of positive confrontation by saying, "You know why you are here tonight." This statement isn't aggressively delivered, but is presented as an assumption of guilt toward the suspect. They speak to him in
We got a picture
most friendly tone
of it. It didn't look that good, but y'all know where he's sitting at.
first.
We're gonna listen to it
If
from
this
here
method
on out.
doesn't work, the officers
I'll
will
show
likely
some things when I
respond to a
need to.
more confrontational demeanor.
You've obviously been hiding for quite a while. You've been running from place to place. You're in custody tonight for obviously a pretty serious offense. Can you tell us why you're in custody tonight?
Why are you in custody, fam?
You're in custody for homicide, okay? All right. Can you tell us where you were all day today? We'll talk about that in a second. Can you tell us where you've been today? Were you at the house all day today?
The officers ask him next where he was today, in order to begin to establish a timeline and get him talking. Once they get a suspect talking, it's easier to keep them talking.
You don't know? Okay, Markieth, just talk to us. Sit up a little bit. You're not that dumb. You can talk. Okay? Sit up and talk to us a little bit. This is in reference to a homicide that occurred about a week ago. And you know the one we're talking about. You've been running for a reason. You've been all over the news. You're well aware of why we've been looking for you.
Y'all making up stories. While positive confrontation can often make suspects feel backed into a corner, Markieth is deflecting this by acting oblivious, engaging in denial and claiming fabrication of stories against him.
Tell us what story we're making up and tell us why it shouldn't be believed.
I just came to the house, started shooting shotty, which that's a complete lie.
You just what?
Oh, that's a lie?
Which that's a complete lie.
What is?
That I just came to the house and shot shotty, that's a complete lie.
Okay.
Sade is 24-year-old
Let's
Sade
look at
Dixon,
Sade.
a mother of two and Markieth's former girlfriend. They met on Facebook sometime after he was released from prison in 2014. Despite their 17-year age difference, the pair got along well.
R.I.P. to
They
Sade.
were happily looking forward to a future together. But then they got into a fight. You see, Sade was pregnant. In fact, just a few days before their argument, she and Markieth had laughed and smiled with one another at a sonogram appointment. Markieth seemed excited to raise this child and support his girlfriend as they started a family together. But underneath the surface, there were a few things he wasn't happy about. Rest assured, we're going to dive way deeper into the bizarre thoughts and behavior Markieth started to exhibit. But for now, what you need to know is that the relationship started to crumble primarily because of one big thing: trust. The pair's romance would reach its breaking point in December of 2016. At this time, Sade was about 12 weeks pregnant. On the 10th, Sade moved back into her parents' home, not saying much about the falling out with Markieth, but she did reveal that he had bitten her during a fight. Her family had
Damn.
to take her to the doctor for a tetanus shot.
Fair
3
use
days later,
YouTube
on the
is in full
13th,
effect.
Sade is at the home around 9 p.m. when Markieth shows up, and she goes outside to talk with him. An argument ensues, with Sade's brother Ronald coming outside at some point to intervene. But things quickly spiraled out of control. Sade's family heard gunshots and came outside to find Sade and Ronald lying on the ground.
That's
and
her
Markieth
brother.
running towards his car. Sade received wounds that were fatal. She was shot 8 times, losing not only her life,
Damn,
but the
8
life
times.
of the unborn child that she was carrying.
And the unborn child.
Miraculously, Ronald survived, which meant he
Ronald
lived to tell
survived,
the tale
y'all.
of that horrific shooting. And you'll see when we get to the trial that the only 2 surviving witnesses to see what occurred that night, Markieth and Ronald, tell very different versions. As Markieth went on the run, the news was spreading the story of the shooting, which brings us back to him sitting in the interrogation room, insisting to officers that the narrative the media has been circulating is a complete lie.
Listen to me, man. It's been a long freaking month. We've been running around doing a lot of different things. Understand that I'm here just as tired as you are, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been racking my brains, man. You've been
We
doing
back in
pretty
the
good for a month.
interrogation room, y'all.
You got me for a month. Well, right here sitting down, dude, we're gonna go ahead and clarify some things. If I'm wrong about something, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm wrong. But it's up to you to clarify what's been going on. Sit up, man. I'm trying to give you some respect, man.
Sit your ass up, Lloyd. He's trying to give you some respect. You leaning over, drooling on my table, complaining about the cuffs, and you ain't looking at me right because your face is swollen. But you wouldn't have been in that position if you wouldn't have killed your girlfriend and shot her brother too, and killed the police officer. Now you want to sit in the interrogation room and complain about some cuffs being tight? Lloyd, let's go.
See, in the street, it goes like this. In the street, Markieth wants respect, and he wants everybody to give it to him.
See, in the street, Markieth wants respect, and he wants everybody to give it to him. That's just like anybody in these streets. Y'all want respect, right? But when y'all get flip out, you get in an argument, or then you murk somebody, you butt sitting in the interrogation room, you got your tail up your ass, and you need some help. I'm thirsty. Can you loosen these cuffs up? I have rights. So did those people that you murdered had rights. Let's go.
Guess what? I'm gonna give it to you whether you deserve it or not.
The interrogator takes a clarification approach. This is suggestive of the account part of the peace interrogation method. The peace interrogation method is a less confrontational interview and interrogation method than the Reed technique. The method stands for preparation and planning, engage and explain, account, closure, and evaluate, peace. Under the peace method, investigators allow a
Let me hit
suspect
pause
to
for a
tell his
second.
or her.
These YouTube streets are new to me. Doing these type of videos is new to me. So work with me. I'm trying my best. I'm not doing my best because I'm going to do better. It's going to get better. But I got to work with the equipment that I got. See. Therefore, it don't look as professional as these other people that y'all could go watch this video. Or you could just go watch it where I came from. Or you could just chill with me and watch it, smoke a blunt, listen to little tunes in the background, or whatever. Learning process. Let's go.
Story without interruption before presenting the suspect with any inconsistencies or contradictions
Fair use,
between the
YouTube.
story and other evidence.
But right now, you know what I need? I need you to give me a little bit because I
This
deserve
is
it.
all educational for
I'm
me
here giving
and
you
you.
all the respect in the world.
That is respect.
Okay, well, all I want to do is talk to you and figure something.
It's totally brutality. Ain't it?
Oh, he's complaining about police brutality. So let's talk about this here. Here you got this person here that goes out and does a crime. In his brain, he knows he can go to jail for doing what he's going to do. I'm going to kill my girlfriend. I'm going to shoot her brother. And then I'm going to go on the run and be defiant. And I'm going to have a shootout with the police because I'm not going to jail. And I'm going to kill me a police officer, but I get caught anyway. Police officers beat the heck out of me, put me in the interrogation room with some tight handcuffs, and you want to complain about police brutality. What kind of brutality was it when you shot the police officer, Lloyd? What kind of brutality was it when you shot your girlfriend and her brother? Where's that called? But you want to be treated like a normal citizen when they got you in that interrogation room. That's all out the window, Lloyd, as you learned. Let's go.
You know what happened to Sade? That was bad too.
Markieth's
Facts.
body language during the interrogation is very closed off. Not only is he hunched over, but he is also avoiding eye contact by keeping his gaze on the table or the wall.
He's hunched over, y'all, now, looking down at the table or at the wall, not looking at the police officer. Come on, Lloyd, man. You was a tough guy, man. Stay with that same energy with the police when they come. All y'all tough guys out there with y'all guns, shooting up people's houses by accident in people's cars, shooting up at people. But when the police come, y'all run, hide the gun, put your tail up your ass. Ain't no shooting back at the police. Y'all ain't being tough with the police. Let's go.
He's in a defensive position, almost as if he's trying to protect himself.
So if you can explain to me what happened, maybe I can understand it. Because I'm looking at you like you did something wrong, and if you didn't do something wrong, then you gotta explain it to me.
Hey, y'all know what happened. Sade put a gun on me. Y'all know what happened. Y'all got the gun.
Who's gonna tell me that if it ain't you?
He's putting blame on Sade. She pulled a gun on me. Y'all know what happened. How do they know what happened? She's dead. And her brother got shot up. And I bet you her brother got a different story. Lloyd. Let's go.
You're the only one that was there. You, Sade, Ronald, all the people. But I wasn't there. And right now, I'm going to clarify these things. It's you telling me what happened. Because I don't want to guess anymore.
Yeah, we ain't trying to
The
guess no
officer's trying
more,
to get Markieth
Ronald.
killed by presenting the conversation as an opportunity for him to simply explain the real story.
Yeah, we're not trying to guess no more, Lloyd. You going around the story. You two, we are now in the interrogation room, being interrogated by the police. Let's go.
Worry. Clarify the facts to clear up any lies in the media.
I want to be right. And I don't want to write the story that you tell me is your story. You control that.
He shifts back to the read technique here. Step 3, trying to minimize suspect denials.
Because you're the one that was there.
Facts.
But a lot of things have happened since December 13th, man. And only you can clarify that.
Come on, Lloyd, man. You playing these games, man. We ain't letting you out this room. And we ain't loosening up the cuffs. And let me take my paper towel and wipe your face off because you can't do it yourself. So now you're dependent on me to wipe the blood off your face. You're dependent on me to loosen the handcuffs. But you don't want to be cooperative and tell us what happened. Let's go.
See, I'm not sitting here. He's not sitting here. We're not playing with you. All we want to know is the truth. We're here already, man. This part of the story is already written.
Read step 1, positive confrontation, involves advising the suspect that evidence has led the police to them and offering an opportunity to explain why the events took place. That's what we're seeing here.
We're going to move forward from here. You write the rest. But what I don't want is for me to give you respect and for you to treat me like I'm a punk. You can't even sit up and look at me.
These steps
Sit your ass up, Lloyd.
engage and explain, establishing rapport, and account, which again is obtaining a full account of events from the subject before asking questions. For step 2, interviewers should use active listening to establish a rapport with the suspect, taking the time to explain the background, goals, and expectations of the interrogation, while encouraging the individual to speak up with any of their own relevant comments.
The detectives got to go through all that to get you to tell the truth, fam. They wouldn't even have to do all that if you just go ahead and tell the truth. There's nothing that you can do. You're not getting out of it. It's not like just because you're sitting there and you're not going to say nothing. They're going to take the handcuffs off of you and let you go. They don't care about your well-being right now. They don't care about your swelled up face. They don't care about your handcuffs. They don't care about your hand allegedly supposed to be swelling up. Mr. Complainer. Let's go.
The officer is trying to build rapport with Markieth by speaking slang to him and offering the idea of mutual respect, which is often a big deal on the streets. The officer is trying to be relatable to the suspect to gain his trust.
Bro, y'all just beat my ass up and hit it.
You think nobody in
Oh.
this room beat your ass?
They just beat his ass. He don't want to hear that. You just murdered their fellow cop. A female, you killed her. And her handcuffs are on you right now as we speak. Mr. Lloyd. Oh, my bad. I wasn't supposed to call him Mr., right, y'all? Lloyd. Let's go.
This is your opportunity. This is the opportunity you have right now.
Just beat my ass. I ain't coming here like this.
This is your opportunity right now to tell us the story. What happened? And tell us what happened.
The detectives tell him this is
Let's
his
look at his eye,
opportunity
y'all.
to speak, making it seem like it's in his best interest to do so.
That's the
This
side
is
of his
almost
face.
never the case. Suspects are always better off not saying anything and getting an attorney, even when innocent of any crimes. Some people think asking for an attorney makes them look guilty. This may be how it appears, but it's always the smartest decision.
Okay, so right now I want to give you what you deserve. So why don't you talk to me and tell me what's up, man? You've been running for a little while. We've been talking to a lot of people, and you know it, man. Your face has been all over the TV.
I'm going to stay out here. We not fucking with nobody.
So what happened with Sade? I know she got in your face. I know she said some things to you that you didn't like.
The officers now use both minimizing techniques and offer him theories of justification for his actions. This is another implementation of the read technique and makes it seem like they understand why he reacted the way he did.
I broke up with Sade
Because why?
because she was lying about smoking.
Because she was pregnant with your baby and you told her to stop smoking because that's bad for the baby.
She was lying about smoking.
Yeah, so I know that.
Smoking.
Well, tell me what else happened.
She was lying about smoking, and you broke up with her. And she's pregnant with your baby. That you killed, Lloyd. You not only killed your girlfriend, you killed your baby, your unborn baby, fam. We didn't bring that up. Let's go.
Why get up to the point that you had to do what you had to do? If you have to defend yourself, then you need to tell me, man.
The officer throws out the suggestion of self-defense.
Fair
trying
use,
to see if that
YouTube
will
is
elicit
in full
confession.
effect.
This is the theme development step in the read method, where they begin
Reaction
formulating a
video,
defense or
reaction
justification
audio.
for the suspect, so they will more readily admit to a crime, thinking they have a defense.
Y'all know Sade when he got a gun. Y'all got a gun.
What happened downstairs?
She when he got a gun, her brother ended up coming out and he jumped on me. That's how
Her brother
Which one?
jumped
The
on
older
him.
brother or the younger brother? Because she's got two
the
brothers.
older brother, the younger brother got jumped on. My man was outside talking so all that about me just coming there and shooting up the place. That's a lie.
That's not what's being written.
That was
No. I'm telling you, I wrote it.
I'm seeing it on news myself.
Markieth, forget the news. The news put it in whatever they want to put it in. I'm telling you, I'm the one who wrote it.
That's what they did. That's what they said.
No, that's what the news are saying. They're gonna fill in the blanks.
The news is going to put in what they want to put in, Lloyd. The news ain't getting you out of this, Lloyd. There's nothing that you can say or do to get out of it. There's nothing that you can say or do to make it right. You got 3 dead people. I don't know if you can call an unborn baby a person, but it was alive. It wasn't breathing air yet, but it was still alive. Let's go.
So the door started shoot shot ass.
That's not what was written. Okay, I'm telling you, I wrote it, and that's not what was written.
That was the news said.
I don't care about the news. I don't work for the news. What I said was this. I said that you went there.
The news prosecute me.
No, forget well, then tell the truth about what happened, and we can clear some of that stuff. If it didn't happen how they're saying it, then let's clear it. But you know what? The only person that can do that is you. Me and this detective right here, we cannot write the story for you. You can do that yourself.
The interrogator goes towards Reed step 4, trying to get the suspect to acknowledge the crime.
So this is the time to do it.
Let's go forward a little bit, y'all. I'm gonna go forward a little bit in the video. Fair use YouTube. Let's go right here.
And I'm not disrespecting you either. I'm treating you with respect.
It was events that went along before it. I ain't just do no shit like that.
Okay, so fast forward, man. Fast forward. We go through all this stuff. You do what you do. Whatever happened.
I'm always what you mean fast forward?
No, I'm fast forwarding to last week, 10 days ago.
Markieth, we gotta know what happened, okay? We got a grieving family here for a police officer. They wanna know what happened. They deserve to know what happened.
The interrogator refers to the grieving family in an attempt to play the morality and conscience cards. The police officer that the detective mentioned is Lieutenant Deborah Clayton, 42. This brings us to the second half of Markieth's interrogation.
Police officer he
If you
killed.
were wondering why the tensions between Markieth and law enforcement have been especially high, well, it's all about to become crystal clear. After Markieth fled the scene of Sade and Ronald's shooting, police were working anxiously to track him down, but for a long time, they had no luck. Markieth had somehow managed to slip out of their grasp, and for all they knew, he could be anywhere at this point. Christmas comes and goes, the holiday only a reminder to Sade's loved ones of the happy times they were excited to spend with her, but now will never have the chance to. And then, on January 9th, 2017, at around 6:45 a.m., Markieth walks into a local Walmart. While inside, he approaches a plainclothes loss prevention officer and asks if the store has a restroom other than the one in the front of the store. This was a red flag for the officer, as he suspected Markieth might be trying to conceal something in the bathroom. More than that, he observed that Markieth seemed to be tiptoeing and acting secretive. For someone on the run from the law like Markieth, it seems pretty risky to show your face in such a public and busy
Fair use
store,
YouTube.
but maybe he was just desperate and running out of supplies. Maybe he figured that such an early morning visit would be safe, that he could get in and get out without any trouble. What he didn't bet on, however, was Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton entering the store just 15 minutes after he did. As both parties
There
did their
goes Clayton.
shopping, they actually crossed paths a few times. And then at 7:11 a.m., the fugitive and the law woman were actually in the same checkout line, separated only by 2 customers, before Markieth chose to leave this line and go to another to complete his transaction. Up to this point, nobody seemed to have any idea of Markieth's identity, although I'm sure he must have been nervous to be so close to an officer. Clayton finished paying for her groceries and walked out of the store, and I can imagine Markieth breathed a sigh of relief that she hadn't recognized him. But this was just the calm before the storm. Another woman in the store had noticed that there was no cashier working one of the lines, and so she went to customer service to get an employee. As the 2 return, she notices that a man has since started waiting in that very line, and so she walks up to politely explain that she had been there first. But as soon as she lays eyes on Markieth's face, her pulse begins to race. She recognizes his true identity. Coincidentally, her cousin had apparently been married to Markieth, and although she herself hadn't spoken to the man before, she knows exactly who he is. Not only did she have that personal connection with Markieth, having seen him through Facebook pictures and videos, but by this point he had also been publicly named as a suspect in Sade's murder, and a news release had listed him as armed and dangerous. Sade's parents had even hosted a press conference outside their home to beg the community for help in finding their daughter's killer. As the harrowing realization dawns upon the woman, she snaps her head back down, saying to herself, "Oh shoot, that's him." The lady tried to keep calm while exiting the store, but as soon as she was out the door, she spotted Lieutenant Clayton and ran towards her where she was still putting her groceries into her car. The woman frantically alerted Deborah. "Ma'am, there's Markieth Lloyd in the store. Y'all are out looking for him for murdering his pregnant girlfriend." Totally caught off guard, but determined to spring into action, Clayton radioed in for backup as Markieth made his way out of the Walmart. Within the next about 10 seconds, other shoppers were running and ducking for cover. What we know about what happened here comes from multiple witness accounts. They say Clayton approached Markieth as he was leaving the store and told him to stop and to get on the ground. They claim that Markieth went like he was going to run and then turned around and pulled his gun out. Clayton made one final radio transmission. Foot pursuit. And then officers on the other end heard 3 gunshots followed by complete silence. About 1 minute later, they received a call that an officer was down. One Walmart employee claims to have witnessed the entire scene. She says she was the concerned shopper approaching Lieutenant Clayton about Markieth's presence. She could do nothing but watch as the situation intensified in the blink of an eye. She says she found herself sitting by Clayton's side and praying for her as she bled out on the ground from 4 gunshot wounds. This employee alleges that Markieth walked up to Clayton after she fell and shot her some more, even though she laments he could have fled after landing a bullet in her hip. This witness later lamented, "He wanted to finish her off. He just has hatred in his heart. I'm sorry." According to this woman, Markieth calmly turned around, walked to his car, started it up, and took off as Clayton lay taking her final breaths. Additional officers arrived within 28 seconds, but it was too late.
Too
Clayton
late.
was down, and Markieth was gone.
You know Sergeant.
R.I.P. to Clayton.
Okay,
I don't know.
you know where she is.
Once it's revealed that Markieth shot and killed a fellow officer, the earlier behavior of the officers makes sense. Police form a brotherhood or sisterhood with each other. And
Yeah,
when
they
one
were
of them
ready
is
to beat
shot,
him.
the case is personal to them. Conversely, cop killers are often looked up to on the streets and in prison.
You guys went to the same school. You guys came from the same neighborhood. You know she was good people. Tell us what happened with her. Did she draw down on you first? What happened?
Y'all know she drew down on me first.
The interrogator returns. to
She
try
drew
to get
out on me
Markieth's
first.
account of events as per piece step 3.
No, we don't. You're the only one there. Tell us what happened.
Man, y'all know
She draw down and then she fired her first shot at you.
The officers proposed that the sergeant drew down on him first to get him to discuss the shooting and give him a false sense of justification for his actions.
Y'all know she draw.
She drew down on him first, he's saying. So basically he's saying, well, if she drew down on me first, it's self-defense. I don't think you can have self-defense on a police officer. I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know. Is there self-defense against a police officer or what? Let me know. Let's go.
Why is she shooting at you?
In front of everybody. That one professional. If I was a police officer, I'd have sat back and got started calling back up. I'd have waited down there and followed the car. See what car he got in. That's doing dangerous for everybody.
Markieth is trying to shift blame from himself onto Lieutenant Clayton
See,
when he says that she should have waited for backup and that she wasn't being professional.
she wasn't being professional. She shouldn't have pulled out.
So she
the gun.
came at you. I mean, we don't know this. This is why we need you to tell us.
Came at me.
For what? What'd she do when she came at you?
With a gun on, y'all know she came at me.
When I work on these
Pull the
secret
gun
jobs
on
and
him,
stuff,
y'all.
They take me a couple
Pull the
days.
daggone gun. Cop pulled the gun on me. I'm gonna pull my gun out and kill him. That's his theory. Allegedly. Let's go.
Officer, and she was quickly transported to the hospital. About 5 minutes later, the Orange County Sheriff's Office captain sees a vehicle matching the description of Markieth's and follows it into an apartment complex, where Markieth allegedly steps out of the dark car and fires 2 shots towards the officer's unmarked Ford Explorer. Nobody was harmed, but 3 minutes later, a man called 911 to report that a man believed to be Markieth had carjacked him at gunpoint and then driven his vehicle through a fence. 10 minutes after that call, Clayton was pronounced dead. After 17 years in service at the Orlando Police Department, her career came down to those pivotal few seconds where her life was tragically cut short far too soon. Unfortunately, before the Orlando PD had even had time to process their beloved comrade's passing, there would be yet another casualty in this hunt. When just before 10 a.m., a motorcycle deputy responding to the search for Markieth was fatally struck by a van.
Damn.
That morning, 17 schools in the county were placed on lockdown as chaos.
Somebody else got another cop got killed
Conferences held
on a motorcycle,
deaths
looking
and the
for him.
search for Markieth.
So they're gonna blame.
One
They could
sheriff
basically
calls the
blame
day
that murder on him.
and the
that
award
death
for
on him.
information leading to
Because Because if he didn't do what he was doing, he wouldn't have been out there on a motorcycle.
Authorities focused their search on an apartment complex called Brookside, employing a heavy force of police officers and even armed SWAT members. But eventually, they have to call it off.
Your actions caused the death
as Markieth
of
is
the
nowhere
cop
to be
on a
found.
motorcycle.
It turns out that Markieth was very active on his internet accounts, often sharing updates of his daily life, including a Facebook Live video in November with Sade, where the couple rubbed her pregnant belly and talked about the baby kicking. The pair posted lots of videos together, documenting trips to the mall, OBGYN visits, or home cooking sessions. But the inflammatory statuses that the detectives are most interested in include one from 2 weeks before Sade's death, when Markieth posted, "Goes to be on America's Most Wanted." He also shared another update just a couple of days before Sade would die at his hands. This one read, "Orlando, Florida, when you talk about street legends, mention me."
How are you a street legend for killing your girlfriend and her unborn baby? You ain't even a street legend for killing a police officer. I mean, the street code, there are people in the streets who like that. People that don't like cops, things like that. But you people that don't like cops, when you need them, you going to call them and they're going to be there to help you. You just can't do everything on your own. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and go yard out and not call the police officers and just go out here and kill people and spend the rest of your life in prison or get killed yourself. Let's go.
The couple also broadcasted a Facebook live stream where Sade recorded as the two were pulled over at a traffic stop. Markieth was let go with a warning, but he and Sade went on to make jokes about killing the officer. Just an interesting side note, Markieth's then 19-year-old son was actually behind bars at this time, and during a visit with his mother, he found out about his dad's situation.
My daddy was on the news. For what? For killing that girl. One of his girlfriends. Police too. He killed the police too? Yesterday. Yesterday? I knew he was gonna start doing that. Where? Where? He got away? Yes. Look at that too. He just can't kill people in some Walmart. He gotta do it smarter than that. Smart push. Smart way to do that stuff. Enemies, all types of stuff. You gotta break that curse. That's it. So you started to put that in. I got kicked out of school, got out of jail and everything. I ain't gonna blame him for that.
It's sad to see that the boy was already going down a similarly bad path in life. Meanwhile,
Fair use,
after
YouTube.
another fruitless search and the FBI Most Wanted Twitter account posting Markieth's
Son was
photo,
going down the same path as you, Lloyd.
the reward in this case was raised to
That's probably what you wanted, so he could be in prison with you, so you wouldn't be alone. I'm gonna have my son in jail with me.
People are arrested in connection with the search, believed to be accomplices who helped Markieth in some way, or no information.
Accomplices to help him out, y'all. Look at them.
Police scour more than 100 locations and expand the search to a neighboring county where Markieth has family. They start receiving tips that he may have shaved his head, and so they release a digitally altered picture of him to cover all their bases. On January 17th, Markieth is added to the U.S. Marshals 15 Most Wanted list. Everyone can feel that this.
That's what he wanted, y'all. That's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to be on that Most Wanted list. Let's go forward a little bit. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Now, how did you get from point A to point B? Somebody have to give you a card?
Establishing location and opportunity isn't the most important goal at this stage, but it will let the DA paint a better picture of the course of events for trial.
Did you steal a car to get from point A to point B?
Of course he did. Of course he did, y'all. They trying to get him with everything. A stolen car, bodies. Let's go forward a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go right here. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. We gotta use this special equipment, get everything right. We transporting Lloyd to court. That's what we gotta do. Lloyd, pack your stuff up. Time to go to court.
All in all, records show that Markieth has been arrested 20 times since 1994. But despite all the experience Markieth had being in the courtroom, he was quick to make a bad impression on officials during the first appearance for Sade's case. Markieth started out by declaring that he will be
Look, they whooped him.
himself in court. Choosing to represent himself was a bold choice. Markieth may have had some grandiose traits, believing that he was so superior that he could do better than a lawyer. He may have enjoyed the feeling of power as well as the attention. On the other hand, it's also possible that Markieth had such a mistrust in authority that he felt he couldn't rely on.
Fair use YouTube is in full effect. Reaction video.
This is a good idea. But as the conversation goes on, Markieth gets fed up and starts interrupting, cursing at the judge repeatedly, as you can see in this clip.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to go ahead and do.
First of all, I got a question to ask.
You're here for first appearances on a warrant, sir.
Y'all making up like I just went in there and shot this girl, endangering my family.
Okay, a judge is a...
What if other people want to do something back? Y'all portray this to the news people. Like I just went in there and shot this girl when it was other guns found on the scene. And all kinds of guns were pulled on me first, but y'all acting like I just went in there and shot her. Her little brother got dropped off while me and her was standing there talking. So there's all kind of other things that happened before I just put on the news. Oh, I just went in and shot this girl, got my family in danger. So no, I wouldn't have come in right
Thanks for requesting, Mr.
Markieth goes on an angry rant about the fact that others were arrested in connection to his search.
Let's look at his face, y'all. Let's look at him. They whooped your ass, Markieth. Markieth is his name, Lloyd. They whooped you, boy. That's what you get. They should have did more. Let's go.
Which he feels was unfair because he says he was doing everything himself.
I'm not finished talking because y'all been making up the whole time. And then y'all make up stuff on my family, lock them up.
It appears that it's important to Markieth to make it clear that no one helped him while he was on the run. This may have been an egotistical motivation as he wanted to take all the credit, that he did everything by himself. Alternatively, he may have wanted to protect his family or friends from getting in further trouble. While psychopaths are unable to form emotional connections to others, sociopaths may form some meaningful relationships.
All right, here's what I'm going to go ahead
I didn't receive nothing from nobody. I was out there by myself. How in the hell
You did it all by yourself.
I went and walked by myself to buy food. Well, nobody doing nothing for me.
Yeah, he trying to look out for his people, though, so they don't get in trouble.
He's called Texas Fried Chicken, who was alleged to have given Markieth food. Markieth's niece, who was believed to have picked up money for him, and one of Markieth's ex-girlfriends named Jamise, who was thought to have collected rent money from a woman at Markieth's apartment and planned to pass it on to him. Some have called these arrests into question.
He had his own apartment, y'all, collecting rent money from people.
Unfairly detained and employed to lure Markieth out of hiding, which has just been another popular talking
He messed all that up.
Convoluted case. In his final note of the court appearance, Markieth brings up his injuries and says there was no reason.
Owning your own apartment is a great thing. Collecting rent from people every month. You don't pay. You got 30 days to get out. Court put your ass out. But let me get that every month from all them tenants. Facts. Let's go.
For the violence he endured.
And then when they had me in the hospital, Channel 9 News sent out that way for me to come out and see what they did for me. Or they done took my eye. They done broke my nose, broke my jaw. They did till I resisted, but I couldn't.
They took his eye, broke his nose, and broke his jaw. What you do to them people? You killed that lady, the cop lady. You killed your girlfriend, the unborn baby. Shot her brother up. Shut up, Lloyd. Let's go.
All that to the mother road. How did I resist? I ain't resist. They just did this. They tried to hide it from the news people, but I'm here right now.
Corrections, I think we've established everything we need to do in a first appearance here, and he can be taken after he signs. Have him sign the no contact.
Uh-oh.
Following Mark claims that he was beaten by the officers.
He got mad.
The Orlando Police Department released the helicopter video you saw.
Shout out to people
which
getting
appeared
mad.
to show one man kicking Markieth during the arrest. Police Chief John
Shout out to you
Bennett
angry
used
people
Congress
out there.
to press the content of the video. He says that officers were concerned that Markieth could have been hiding something within his body armor.
His face is healing up, y'all. Let's check it out. Check his face out. Healing up a little bit. His lips are still swollen. It took his eye, he said, and his nose was broke. And his jaw was broke. The face of a killer, y'all. That complains about his situation. Like they all probably do. Damn complainers. Let's go.
Because of the way he was struggling as he crawled on the ground. Furthermore, Mina asserted that Markieth didn't comply when he was told to put his hands behind his back, which was one of the reasons force was used. It is reported that the officers kicked and punched Lloyd in the face and struck him numerous times with the muzzles of their rifles.
Oh, they did it.
To his face and back and a fractured eye socket, which required
They beat the
surgery.
hell out of him.
Markieth ended up losing that eye as a result of the injuries. The state attorney's office determined that these actions met the definition of deadly force, or force which was likely to cause death or great bodily harm. All the same, according to the Orlando Sentinel, the state attorney's office cited Florida's
They're trying to
stand
help
your
him out.
ground law and ultimately found that the use of force was lawful and justified. Markieth soon made his
The use of
second
force
appearance,
was
where he
lawful
once
and
again
justified because you are a low life of the world and you are irrelevant now. You're not a citizen anymore. And once you do things like that, you kill people, unborn babies, and the main thing was a police officer you killed, because I guess the police officer's life is more valuable than ours. Allegedly. That's what it sounded like to me. So you killed the police officer, so we're going to beat you, and we got the right to do it, and it's justified. Let's go.
Judge, for some bizarre reason, he at first ignored her, denied he was Markieth Lloyd, and then started asking who she was.
Sir, you're here for the charge of murder of a...
Ain't no Markieth Lloyd. Who are you?
Who are you?
All right, you're here for murder of a law enforcement officer, attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, carjacking with a firearm, aggravated assault
Your name, please.
with intent to commit a felony, and finally, possession of a bulletproof vest and commission of a felony.
Markieth likely felt very powerless.
Fair use, you
So
too.
trying to turn the tables
is
on
in
the
full
judge was
effect.
his way of exerting control. There is little that Markieth can control in his life at this point, except for his own words. Interrupting the judge or
Yeah, that's all he can
refusing to answer her
control.
questions was his attempt
He can
to
still
take
be a
charge
jerk.
of the situation.
Mr. Lloyd, do you want the service?
He can still be in the way with his mouth.
I'll ask you again. Mr. Lloyd, would you like a public defender appointed to represent you?
You have a claim against him. Ask what your name is, ma'am.
All right, I'm finding he didn't fill out any paperwork corrections. It's my understanding he didn't want to. So I'll go ahead and find that he's waived his appearance for
For the
today.
record, please, ma'am.
His first appearance is over. Good luck to you, Mr. Lloyd.
That conversation was certainly less than friendly.
Huh.
Surprisingly, the third court appearance didn't go much smoother. Markieth wore a bandage around his head and left eye, and he cursed at the judge again, saying, "I'm here for what? Resisting arrest?"
Look how arrogant he still is. After they whooped his ass and spared him. They spared your life, Lloyd. Now you're going in and out of prison. They're feeding you. They should have just did you in when they was beating your ass, Lloyd. Now look how arrogant he is. Look, look. Look at his ass. Face is held up. Your eye is gone. Your nose is held up and your jaw is held up. Swelling went down and you're giving up the finger to the judge and to the camera. Your ass should get the death penalty. They shouldn't have even went through the process. Spending the money on your ass. Taking you back and forth to court. Wiping the blood off your face in the interrogation room. They wouldn't have never had to do that if they'd have got you right there. They said the beatdown was justified, so they probably could have killed you. And it would have been justified. Cops would have been on paid leave, like a vacation at the crib. They ain't got to worry about the bullshit on the streets for a while. I'm at the crib, getting paid, chilling with my family. Shout out to the police officers that caught you, boy, and beat the shit out of you. Let's go.
And this is what happened to me. Nonetheless, a judge eventually ruled that Markieth was competent to represent himself. Fast forward to February, and Markieth is formally indicted on charges related to Sade and Deborah's deaths. Despite Markieth's insistence that he wanted to represent himself thus far, he suddenly...
Oh, let's look at lawyer Markieth with no eye. Check him out. Yelling. He want to represent himself. He wanted to say what reason he killed his wife or his girlfriend and the unborn baby and shot her brother and killed the police officer at Walmart. Shout out to Walmart, y'all. Things go down at Walmart, y'all. Protect your neck when you go to Walmart. Let's go.
Declared that he wanted Florida's highest paid capital litigation lawyer, Terrence Linneman, to represent him in his murder cases.
Shout out to Terrence
which
Linneman.
was eventually granted.
It's green. The grass and the trees, when nature is dead, is brown. And they say you are what you eat, so you really are what you eat. So if you take in death, death go follow. If you start eating how God created you to eat, your feast is going to come out green.
Markieth says he feels like he gets signs from God all the time. Markieth's unique moral
He's
system
an
also
idiot.
presented itself in more questionable ways. Once, when Sade misled Markieth, he grabbed her by the neck and pushed her down in anger. Later on, though, he felt like what he did was wrong.
Of course it was. Let's fast forward.
Okay. And is there anything incorrect?
We're in
about
court
that?
now, y'all.
What is it?
I didn't put don't. I thought I put do.
The text message that Markieth sent to Sade shortly after the shooting indicates that he was already trying to put the blame anywhere but on himself. He's trying to justify his actions. He claims that there was a crucial typo in his text, alleging he meant to say, "Hope you do make it," instead of "Hope you don't." Hours later, he texted Sade, "You caused this." Markieth says as he went on the run, he saw the news reporting that he went to Sade's house, banged on the door, gunned her down, and then when her brother came to help, he gunned him down too, which he says was a complete lie. So Markieth wanted to do something to set
Fair
the story
use.
straight. He called his niece and asked
It's
her
in
to
full
let the
effect,
know that
YouTube.
it was self-defense. He says he wanted the authorities to have the media retract the version of the story that made him look bad, and then he would turn himself in. In his mind, this would be their way of proving they weren't trying to kill him. Markieth says he was worried that someone took Sade's gun off the crime scene to make it look like he was the only one with a weapon. Strangely, his lawyer affirms that the gun left in the yard was not included in the probable cause affidavit for some reason. Markieth says he realized the investigators weren't going to set the story straight, so he sent his niece directly to talk to the news people.
So now I tell my niece, I'm like, you know what? Wrong investigators, go to the news. And I send her straight to the news. She goes to the news, she get an interview, and then I call her. I'm like, here's your what? She was
Stuttering.
crying. She was hysterical.
Make it up lies.
They played what they wanted to play. They played what they wanted to play. They played what they wanted to play. So I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, man, we trying to kill him. I'm like, all right. Come to find out, we trying to get the original interview. They done destroyed that. We try to get that from the news people. They done destroyed that. Because they know they part of it too.
Man, just
In cross-examination, Markieth continued to assert that he was the victim in this whole situation.
now he's the victim, y'all.
Ron attacked you, and then you thought Sade had a gun, and that's why all the shooting took place.
Yes.
It really wasn't your fault.
No.
Nope. Wasn't his fault, y'all.
None of this is your fault.
No.
In fact, you're really the victim here today.
Of course I am.
And so, after hearing all sides of what happened in the murder trial of Shanae Dixon and her unborn child, a jury found Markieth guilty of first-degree murder, killing of an unborn child, attempted first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted felony murder, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Dang.
Markieth had virtually no reaction, which was quite the change of pace from his early explosive behavior in court.
Let's check out his no reaction face, y'all. Remember all them other faces he was yelling and screaming and tough guy in the interrogation room? Now look. Look at his ass now, y'all. That's that defeated look. That's that look you should have had in the beginning when you was guilty. You was guilty in the beginning. You did all this for nothing to have this face at the end, fam, with no eye. Yeah. Shout out to the courtroom that got your ass. Yep. Let's go.
Perhaps Markieth now knew that he needed to make the best impression on jurors, as his life was now in their hands. Now, the defense had one last shot to convince at least one juror from everything that has happened in Markieth's life that he should not get the death penalty. Markieth's mother testified on his behalf, affirming that she would continue to love him no matter what.
Of course you
She
will.
spoke a little on Markieth's childhood. At a young age, Markieth witnessed a friend and a cousin being murdered. His attorney explained.
I witnessed some
"The
people
area
being
Markieth
murdered.
grew up in, Pine Hills and Carver Shores, there are unfortunately 2 routes that a lot of
I
people
witnessed
take:
a lot of things.
robbing or dealing drugs. He says Markieth chose the
We're
latter.
going to talk about it one day.
Markieth's mother detailed the turbulent home life that Markieth was born into. She said Markieth's father died when the boy was 3 or 4 of a drug overdose. Markieth's mother is asked where Markieth would hang out from the ages of 10
Drug
to 13.
overdose.
She responded that he spent his time in the streets and would take care of her other children while she was partying.
Fair
The
use.
violence he witnessed and
YouTube.
the trauma he experienced as a child likely had a huge impact on his development. He may have felt like he didn't have much control over his environment when he was young, which led him to have
He shouldn't have put
significant
himself out
issues with
there. I wouldn't be
control.
making a video of him.
Here are some relationship red flags.
He shouldn't have did what he did. He shouldn't have killed the police officer. He shouldn't have killed the baby,
History of violence.
unborn baby,
If
and the
someone
mother.
has a history of any kind of
And shot her
violence,
brother.
it's a warning sign that more
Or
violence could occur in the
we
future.
wouldn't be allowed.
The level of
He wouldn't be out
violence
here
escalates
to
over
be
time.
used for fair
Impulsive.
use. YouTube,
People
so
who
fair
are
use
impulsive often act in the heat of
allows
the
me
moment
to make
based
a
on high
video
emotions
about
rather
him.
than logical thought. If someone is both impulsive and has access to a weapon, especially a gun, this is a dicey combination. Engages in dangerous behaviors. If someone is frequently involved in reckless behavior, steer clear. For example, you're in a
Facts.
car with a partner who is speeding excessively, but they refuse to slow down when you ask them to. This is a red flag. They're showing a careless disregard for your safety. It also may be a scare tactic to show you that they are in control, makes threats toward other people. Pay attention to how your partner treats other people. If your partner frequently threatens or tries to intimidate others, this behavior could
Take
eventually
heed
be
to this,
turned
y'all.
on you.
It could be
Even if
male
the
or
threats are made in a
female he's
joking
talking
manner,
about. He ain't
this
just talking
behavior
about
is
us. He's
still
talking
a
about
red flag.
females too.
Tells you what to wear. If your partner tries to tell you what you're
Partner.
allowed to
He
wear,
ain't saying
this is
what
a red
race
flag for an abusive relationship.
or what
Controlling what someone wears is
male or
one way
female.
that abusers exert power over their partner. Abusers
Gender.
may also
What
try to
gender is
control who you can talk to, where you can go, or even what you're allowed to eat. Relationship moves very quickly. Abusive relationships often go from 0 to 100, with couples becoming very serious very fast, possibly moving in together or getting married in a short amount of time. The abuser may be very charming in the beginning phase of the relationship, and the partner likely feels flattered by all the attention. Now, this next part I found really shocking. Apparently, Markieth got kidnapped once when he was about 17, leading to some pretty severe injuries. The beating Markieth received in this instance reportedly lasted 4 hours, which is reported to have contributed to his PTSD and paranoia. Markieth's mother also spoke on him going to a mental institute at age 9. She says he was almost killed in prison when someone stabbed him with an ice pick close to the heart, which added to his paranoia about people coming after him. One of Markieth's sisters also spoke up to say that Markieth often acted as a protector in their formative years when the children's mother was absent.
He got a background, a crazy background, y'all.
The other kids on the nights they had to go hungry and pay the lights and water bills.
He probably has some mental issues.
Two doctors
I
testified.
ain't gonna take that
during the
away from
trial.
you, Lloyd. You
The
probably
first
have some
diagnosed
mental
Markieth
issues.
with
That
grandiose and
PTSD ain't no
paranoid
joke.
delusions, which he said was important because this can
I got
precipitate
PTSD my
violence.
damn self.
So he gets targeted and arrested more often than others.
Post
He used to
traumatic
run
stress
in
disorder.
Orlando, and real quickly, I'm thinking these are odd or unusual thoughts.
A clinical psychologist also took the stand to say that Markieth suffers from PTSD, possibly resulting from childhood beatings at the hands of his mother, or
I
the
had childhood
robberies he was
beatings.
the victim of during his time as a delivery man. Markieth testified that one coworker got murdered working this same delivery job. Those were the main points that were
His
presented,
background
and
sound like mine a little
they were
bit.
sympathetic to Markieth and spare his life. And then finally, it was time for them to decide: should Markieth spend his life in prison or be sentenced to death as punishment for the lives he took?
Nah,
The judge advised everyone that there would be no outburst when the verdict is read. In this tense clip, everyone holds their breath as the big moment takes place.
he shouldn't get death.
We, the jury, unanimously find that the aggravating factors are sufficient to warrant a possible sentence of death. No.
No.
Dated this 23rd day of October, year 2019, in Orange County, Florida, signed by the foreperson.
Nearly 2 years after the start of his first trial, Markieth Lloyd went to trial for the death of Deborah Clayton. Markieth's trial officially began in October 2021. Following the opening statements, Markieth made a shocking claim, shouting that he had attempted to turn himself in twice before Walmart, where Deborah was shot and killed. No evidence was presented to prove this claim. One of the main points of debate during the trial was who exactly fired the first shot, Markieth or Deborah. The defense claimed that Markieth saw a gun in his face as he left the store and thought he was going to be shot, so he ran. He says he didn't know the gun belonged to a police officer at the time. He also claimed that he was not holding a gun at the time when Deborah fired at him, and that he only pulled his gun out and returned fire after he heard a shot, claiming that he was defending his own life. However,
I don't believe that.
even after an
You shot that cop right off
it
the
was
bat,
unknown
fam.
beyond a reasonable
Allegedly.
doubt who actually fired first. During closing statements, Markieth made sure his feelings were heard as he shouted.
Only he knows the truth.
Yet on November 3rd, he was found guilty of
And he's
the
not telling it.
murder of Lieutenant Deborah Clayton. After his conviction, prosecutors then filed to seek the death penalty. Keeping in mind that Markieth had already avoided the death penalty previously, the prosecution argued that since Markieth already had a life sentence without the possibility of parole, that another life sentence would just, quote, be another piece of paper in Mr. Lloyd's file,
Facts.
and that it was no punishment at all.
At all.
In December 2021, a jury of 12, the same jury who found him guilty of first-degree murder the month prior, unanimously recommended that this time around, Markieth receive the death penalty. On March 23rd, 2022, about
Finish
5
him.
years after Lieutenant Deborah Clayton was shot and killed, Markieth Lloyd was sentenced to death.
I agree. That because when you get life in prison, you can still enjoy your life. You can grow old, 85, and when you get older, you get put in a certain section of the prison, and it's very comfortable. You can live your decent life in jail, but the people that you kill ain't living at all. Hit the like button, share the live. Good looking out for watching the video with your boy. And I'm out.